Hi, and welcome back. We're going to talk about our prospecting system, and the most important element of that prospecting system is a 30-second commercial. Now, our 30-second commercial we're going to use everywhere. We're going to use it on social media, email, text message, phone calls, networking events, at the ball field, wherever somebody says, hey, what do you do? We're going to get permission to share our 30-second commercial. Super, super simple, really, but it's going to take practice. So plan on practicing. When we get set up for the commercial, somebody says, what do you do? Or you say, hey, would it be okay if I shared what I did? Sounds a lot like this. Hey, Bob, would it be okay if I took 30 seconds and shared what I did, what I'm working on, and you could decide if we talk about it anymore or not? So that's going to be permission. Can I share my 30-second commercial, and you could decide if you'd like more information or not? Then the next piece is just broken down into three components. Of course, Bob says, sure you can. What are you working on? Well, three things, Bob. I'm working with a company that provides legal access. We give families the ability to talk to an attorney about anything, anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in an emergency. And it could be stuff like normal folks are dealing with, like divorce, support, traffic tickets, getting their wills done, all that kind of stuff that people deal with but don't want to pay a couple, $200-300 an hour for an attorney because we do that without giving you an hourly bill. Second service we offer is Identity Shield, which is going to protect, monitor, and even restore your identities. We're the only company in the world that do that. And again, we do it for the whole family. So if you have something happen, I'm not talking about just basic stuff like bank accounts and credit cards. I'm talking about the more serious stuff, like somebody's contaminating your medical file or stealing your tax return or getting payday loans, those kind of things. And we restore it to like brand new condition with just a signature. Pretty powerful service. The third thing we do is we provide people the ability to make a substantial, full-time, maybe even retirement level of income over time and earn that on a spare time basis without interfering with what they normally do, just for referring those two services. Not sure if any of those even make sense to talk more about or not. So kind of rewind a little bit. I'm going to hit the three high points: a legal plan, I'm going to hit the identity plan, and I'm going to hit spare time income, not interfering with what they're doing. So those are the three things. And then I'm going to say, hey, not sure those things even make sense to talk about. Not sure you would even want any more information on any of those things. Right? Then the last, that's the hook question. So I'm going to break down the three areas. I'm going to provide a hook question, which is not sure those even make sense to talk about. Not sure you'd ever be interested. Could be totally crazy and you don't want to talk any about that stuff. Then, of course, they're probably going to say, well, yeah, it's kind of interesting, or all of them. I'd say pick one. When they pick one, my next question is always the same. It's going to say interesting. Because to be more interesting, you have to be more interested. So I'm going to, interesting. Why legal plans, or why identity theft, or why more income? What's recently changed that has you concerned about one of those three? So Bob picks, oh man, that legal plan, we've been wanting to get our wills done. Interesting. Why, Bob? Tell me a little bit more about that. I'm going to have a little short dialogue, and that's really the 30-second commercial. The setting the appointment will come next. Before I do, it's going to sound a lot like, well, would you like me to send you some more information, either text or email, Bob? It's really that simple. I'm going to collect that information. In the next video, we're going to talk about setting the appointment. But keep in mind, you're going to have to practice this 30-second commercial till you have it cold, because you don't want to sound like a robot. You don't want to sound like you're reading a script, and you want it to be genuine, and you want to mix it up and make it personal to them. All right, we'll see you in the next video where we talk about setting appointments effectively so that people will actually take your call or do what they say they would do.